As a country, Britain spends more than £200 billion a year on food and drink.
But a staggering £12.5 billion of that is wasted.
Goodness me, that looks prehistoric.
And with British food prices rising for the first time in 2 years, there's never been a more important time to save money and make your food go further.
We're going to show families who are struggling to cut back on their food spend how to save money by shopping clever.
Wow, bargain.
Cooking smarter. Boom.
That looks amazing.
You actually know what you're talking about.
And wasting less.
What do you think about leftover food, Archie?
I like it now.
Without scrimping on taste.
I'll be investigating our shopping and spending habits.
It's effectively chucking money away.
And putting super cheap food to the test.
28 pence per jar.
No.
And I'll be delivering delicious meals for all the family for under a fiver.
Tonight, we're helping one time-poor family whose over-reliance on convenience food is causing them to overspend. Super cheap cheese is put to the test this week. And I'm finding out how going frozen can help you save bags of cash.
This is Save Money, Good Food.
British households spend around half as much time preparing the evening meal now than they did in the 80s, with the average family taking just 34 minutes. With more and more of us struggling to find the time to cook fresh, last year sales of ready meals grew by a whopping £37 million. And this week's family from Liverpool are no exception. Meet the Smiths. IT specialists Sharon, Dave and their 2 boys, 9-year-old Fletcher and 6-year-old Tate.
Come on, guys, you ready?
With 2 hard-working parents, this is a hectic household, which means meal planning takes a back seat.
Sometimes we're so busy with schoolwork, outside activities, that we've only got a small window to kind of feed the kids.
We pick them up from school and they've got sometimes 20 minutes to eat, and then they need to go to an after-school activity. We will do some ready meals like chicken burgers or fish fingers or something like that.
I think it's an expensive way to cook.
Sharon and Dave want to cook from fresh and do buy fresh ingredients, but often run out of time.
Maybe a third of what we've actually spent probably goes in the bin. It's fruit and veg, it's always fruit and veg. I think we probably ended up wasting so much money just not planning, just buying for convenience, just buying for speed.
Buying both fresh and pre-prepared food means they're spending a whopping £140 a week, and £30 of that is just going straight in the bin. But Mum and Dad are keen to try and change the way they eat and shop.
What I'd like is let the boys eat more healthy food, more better prepared food with like fresh ingredients as opposed to something that's a ready meal. For us to successfully save money, we need to have recipes and things that are going to help fit in with our busy lifestyle.
With our help, Mum and Dad are hoping to save enough for a much-needed holiday. But Fletcher has more ambitious plans.
If we save money, I would love to spend it on a rocket.
To get a more detailed understanding of their rocketing spending habits, we've been monitoring how they shop. Unbeknownst to Sharon and Dave, thrifty Gran Eileen has slipped us the house keys to help us take our investigation to the next level.
I was brought up not to waste food, and I also was brought up to make food, and I think a lot of people don't make food anymore. They buy it already made. Why don't you just make it from scratch?
Right, let's have a look in the kitchen.
We've got a matter of hours to investigate their fridge, freezer, cupboards and bin, and for Matt to cook up a surprise supper before the Smiths return.
Let's get to the bottom of this family's problems.
Great.
By getting to the bottom of the bin.
You love a bin, don't you?
I'd love to have a look in someone's bin.
Well, it's your lucky day.
Poor old corn on the cob. Didn't get a look in, didn't even get its packet opened. We have got a whole packet of organic celery.
Perfect.
Parsnips.
They're good. There's something on there. So let's have a look in the freezer. There's some chicken burgers in there, and there's nothing in there. And it's really, really underused. I mean, I think the best time-saving tip I could give them is to stock up that freezer more.
Mum and Dad often turn to convenience food to feed the kids, so my challenge for you, Matt, is to cook up quick and easy alternatives using ingredients found in their kitchen for under a fiver. Shop-bought fish fingers are a firm favourite, but I'm sure you can go one better.
No problem. I'm rustling up smoked haddock fish cakes, which are cheap, perfect to freeze, and can be served 2 ways. One for the kids and one for the grown-ups.
So what are you going to do first?
OK, we need to poach the fish.
Begin with milk, add your smoked haddock fillets, onions and bay leaves, and poach for 10 minutes. Mash up cooked potatoes and add the fish.
So you've got 2 fillets of fish here, which would normally feed 2 people, but by adding the potato, which is a cheap ingredient, you're stretching this out to a family of 4.
Absolutely, it gives you texture, and because this fish is so well flavoured, you'll turn a meal for 2 into a meal for 4 easily.
Add breadcrumbs and a teaspoon of Dijon mustard.
Look a bit shocked.
Risky with children.
Do you think? I think we need to introduce them to different flavours.
You're the chef.
It's in, it's too late.
On your head be it.
Shape into cakes and dust in flour.
You see, I'm reluctant to get my hands dirty, whereas it's the thing you most enjoy about cooking, isn't it?
And the fact that making your own is a great way of saving money.
Shop-bought fish cakes like these cost on average 96p each, but ours cost just 67p, almost a third cheaper.
We're trying to save this family not just money, but time as well. So this is a good example of something that you could freeze. Do you need to cook these before you freeze them?
I would cook them first and then put them in the freezer. I think in this state, the potato would take on too much water.
To make this dish child-friendly, we're serving the boys' fish cakes with a homemade tomato ketchup, made by softening diced onion, adding chopped tomatoes, sugar and vinegar, and leaving to reduce.
This homemade tomato ketchup costs just 22p. The same amount of the leading brand would be 59p, more than 2.5 times more expensive.
To create a more restaurant-style dish for Sharon and Dave, we're making up a rich, creamy hollandaise sauce. Begin by melting butter and separating 2 eggs.
What can we do with the egg whites that you've separated?
You can freeze them, and then you can pull them out another day.
Over a pan of water, whisk white wine vinegar with your egg yolks, making sure they don't scramble. Remove from the heat and whisking all the while, add melted butter, a small amount at a time, to ensure it doesn't split.
I'm nervous just watching you make it.
Don't be nervous, it's just an egg yolk. You're the one with the degrees.
But a degree in politics doesn't necessarily make you qualified to make hollandaise sauce.
I reckon you could have a crack at it. Keep whisking until the sauce thickens.
Boom!
Finally, pan-fry the fish cakes for 3 minutes each side. Once cooked, they're ready to serve with spinach, poached eggs and hollandaise for the adults, and spinach and homemade ketchup for the kids. Not only is this dish a fantastic homemade alternative to their usual convenience food, it's also bang on budget at £4.41.
And just in time too, as the family are back from another busy day. Hope they're in the mood for a surprise.
Hello!
Hello, hello. Hello, guys, how are you?
Sorry for taking over your kitchen.
Hello, everyone.
And your dining room. Come in, we've made you tea. Well, I haven't made you tea, Matt's made you tea.
Very nice.
Are you feeling hungry?
Yes.
Fish cakes. Smoked haddock fish cakes. You've got hollandaise and poached egg.
I smell hollandaise.
And the guys have got the same fish cakes, but with a little homemade tomato sauce.
Do you like the red sauce?
How about you guys? Are you all right with that?
I love it.
Yeah?
I love the fish cake.
Good. That's my job done.
Yum.
It's so cute. Oh, I want to take you home.
If you cook that up, you could actually freeze it.
I would like to do that, but I'm just not sure what I can freeze, what I can't freeze.
These fish cakes you can cook and then put them in the freezer, and then you can cook them again straight from the freezer without defrosting them. So I think you can be less afraid of your freezer and use it to your advantage.
Apart from pita breads, I don't think I've ever put anything in the freezer.
Yeah.
That's not already frozen.
We've just gotten the habit of being so busy, you want to make sure something's in the fridge, and if you're replacing the waste in it, it just fitted into our lifestyle.
So what you're after is a bit of freezer knowledge.
Yes.
Basically.
Yeah.
What to do and how to get it out and how to defrost it and what you can freeze.
What I can freeze.
Yeah, because you've got 2 drawers sat empty there. I mean, all these could go in the freezer.
Right.
And hopefully that will save you some time, and it will obviously save you some money as well.
Yeah, brilliant.
Fish cakes a success. It's time to reveal to the family how much they're spending and wasting on food.
You spend £140 a week, but I think from what we've seen in the fridge and what we saw in the bin, actually your savings can be made in terms of what you're throwing away.
Yeah.
Meals like this one are delicious, nutritious, and a bargain too.
How much do you think this meal cost?
15 quid, yeah.
OK, be amazed. It's £4.41 for all of it. Gives you 59p short of fibre.
I'm impressed.
Good?
I am, yeah.
It's delicious as well.
I know, cheap and delicious. Two things you don't see very often.
With the Smiths' first meal a triumph, I'm hitting the streets to taste test the nation's favourite cheese, mature cheddar. We spend around £2.8 billion a year on cheese in the UK, and with market leader Cathedral City costing 91p per 100 grams, it's double the cost of the 3 cheapest on the high street. But I've come to foodie heaven Greenwich Market to see if I can persuade these discerning food connoisseurs that super cheap cheddar can still be super tasty. First to be tested is Iceland's mature cheddar, costing 44p per 100 grams.
Very good. It is smooth. Nutty.
What are you getting in there?
Nuttiness. Smooth. A bit tangy on the tongue.
Next is Aldi's offering, which will set you back 46p per 100 grams.
I prefer that one.
Do you?
It's slightly more zingy.
It's got a zing about it.
Yes.
It's mild.
Mild. It's actually a mature cheddar. They're going to be disappointed you think it's mild.
B and C look a bit kind of crumbly. Crumbly.
Do you like a bit of crumble in your cheddar?
Well, I feel like the more posh cheeses are crumblier. So crumblier.
And Lidl's mature cheddar, which has exactly the same price tag as Aldi at 46p per 100 grams.
That's the lightest one.
I like it better than B.
OK.
I still prefer A.
Prefer A.
But with only pennies between them in price, which one is the people's favourite?
This one, which is the one that you thought was the most expensive and the one you preferred, is from Lidl.
There you go.
46 pence per 100 grams.
Wow, that's impressive.
A was my favourite. There we go. Yeah.
You have both gone for the cheapest of the cheeses.
Really?
Yep.
Actually, I prefer A. Just has more flavour, more zing to it.
You have chosen the cheapest one of the 3. A is from Iceland.
Oh, fantastic. Tastes nice.
Overall, 2/3 of our testers thought Iceland's mature cheddar was the tastiest, and at 44p per 100 grams, it's also the cheapest of the 3. With food prices on the rise, we're all looking for ways to make our weekly shop go further. And one thing we can all do is make our freezers work harder. Around 1 in 5 of us don't know what foods can be frozen, and 37% of us think that frozen food doesn't taste as good as fresh and is less nutritious. So I'm meeting John Hyman from the British Frozen Food Federation to find out more.
Well, the great news is that frozen food can save a typical family £650 a year. The first saving is £400, so we've had research which shows that frozen is at least 34% cheaper than fresh. And then the second saving of £250 is by using frozen food, you waste far less food.
What about the nutritional benefits? We assume that fresh food is what is best for our health.
Lots of independent research shows that frozen food is at least comparable to fresh in terms of nutrition, in some cases better.
And here are just a few examples that might surprise you. Frozen broccoli and carrots contain more vitamin C than fresh and are around 60% cheaper. And frozen salmon is 29% cheaper and has exactly the same nutritional benefits as fresh. Plus, its high fat content means it's less likely to form ice crystals, which can affect taste and texture. So frozen food could actually be a good way to get more nutrition into your kids and make your money go further. Handy for a family like the Smiths. Right, Matt?
Exactly. And back in Liverpool, I'm on to my next midweek meal. An economical, easy-to-freeze version of a classic convenience food.
Now, we know you like breaded things, we know you like chicken, so we're going to make them.
We like chicken Kievs, don't we?
You do like chicken Kievs?
Chicken Kievs.
Excellent.
Result. These gourmet homemade chicken Kievs are a brilliant way to reinvent a family favourite.
Good thing about this is that the amount of meat you get is so much greater than if you buy them in the shops. Yeah. So just to give you an example, out of one chicken breast, commercially made chicken Kiev, they'll make 6 Kievs. Okay?
Really?
So, yeah, so you'll get a lot more meat by doing it yourself, and it's really, really simple.
Okay.
You gonna help me?
Yeah.
Begin by making a simple garlic butter. Add garlic, chives and parsley to soften butter and then beat until smooth. Roll up in cling film to make a sausage shape, and once set, it's ready for my assistant Fletcher to stuff into the chicken breast.
That's it. Beautiful. That's it. So now we got to get on what we call pane. So pane is putting in breadcrumbs, okay?
Breadcrumbs are one of those things, of course, that you can use bits of bread that you think you're not going to eat, you know, the ends of the bread.
Right.
You can make them into breadcrumbs and freeze them.
In fact, the 80 grams of homemade breadcrumbs that we're using cost 4 pence. The same amount of pre-made ones are far pricier at 33 pence.
Dip each stuffed chicken breast in flour, egg and breadcrumbs.
Somebody would say, oh, make your own chicken Kiev, and I think, oh, I'll take ages. Just to think that I've got to do that, that's probably just as quick as me getting it out the packet and putting it in the oven.
But Matt, your genius doesn't end there, does it?
Nope.
Once these are prepared, you can freeze these and eat them within 6 months.
Why don't we just get another freezer?
You don't need another
You can't fill the one you got.
I think someone's excited about these.
They look exactly like the real thing.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Does that make you want to eat them?
Yeah.
Good. Because that's the idea.
But the real thing has more breadcrumbs.
Yeah, all right. I can't do everything, you know what I mean? I'm not a magician. But they're nice and big, aren't they?
Yeah.
Once crisp, bake in the oven at 200 degrees for 10 minutes. Served with tomato pilau rice, these succulent homemade chicken Kievs are more delicious than the Smith's usual pre-made version, and they sneak in at just under a fiver at £4.99. Boom!
That's really good.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's really nice.
Does it taste better because you made them?
Maybe, yeah.
And don't forget, now that's cooked, you can also freeze it.
Yeah, we're definitely going to make this, aren't we?
Chicken Kiev is my new favourite.
We've shown the Smiths meals to see them through the week that will help them cut down on cost, but not on convenience. And now it's time for the Friday night blowout.
Something you're all going to enjoy.
Yeah.
It's kind of geared towards the kids. They like American food. Is that right?
Yeah.
OK, so we're going to do burgers, we're going to do sweet potato fries, and we're going to do a little naughty milkshake for them as well.
This all-American diner-style feast is sure to be a winner, and with one simple twist, I'm showing the family a great way to cut costs and get more veg into the little ones.
Have you ever thought about doing veggie burgers? You're quite into your
You like your veggie burgers,
But I'd have
don't
bought
you?
them, I wouldn't have made them.
Let's get cracking. To make the veggie burgers, finely dice onion, grate carrot and courgette.
A third of us, apparently, in the past year have cut down on meat, and a fifth of us saying that is because they want to save money.
Oh, really?
Because vegetarian food can work out
It's cheaper as
a
well,
little bit
yeah.
cheaper than eating meat.
These veggie burgers cost just 26p each. A homemade beef equivalent would cost 90p. So this meat-free meal is not only cheaper, it's a great way to use up leftover veg you've got lying around.
Soften your onions and sauté the rest of the veg.
You're going to add some cumin. Do you like cumin?
Yeah.
OK, so not
All
too
of
much.
it?
No. We like it, we don't like it that much.
Okay,
so a
sprinkle.
decent pinch.
How many is this going to make?
Oh, I've got a feeling it's going to make more than 4, but that's a good thing, because then what are you going to do with them when
I'm
you've got
gonna
the
freeze
extras?
them.
You're going to freeze them.
Correct answer. Next, combine the vegetable mixture with pre-cooked kidney beans and leave to cool. Mash until smooth and shape into burgers.
What I like about these, they're all even sized.
Now you can freeze them for future use or griddle on each side for 3 minutes.
They actually look meaty now.
And yet, much cheaper than a beef burger, because your basic mince...
Than a beef burger.
Healthier, cheaper, 38 pence per 100 grams for basic beef mince, but kidney beans, 8 pence per 100 grams. And as you say, they look beefy, so it'd be interesting to see what the children make of them.
Yeah.
Lay it up in a bun with lettuce, ketchup and cheese like this, I reckon there's no way they can resist.
Hopefully, they won't even miss the meat.
Delicious, and that's not all. We're also making chocolate biscuit milkshakes with our little helpers by combining chocolate biscuits, chocolate powder, a splash of milk,
OK, well...
and blitzing.
Yum.
Yum.
Delicious.
Think your mum and dad will like it?
Yeah.
Excellent. Do we care?
My dad doesn't like chocolate, but we don't care.
That's twice as much for you.
Well, then maybe Dad will be content to tuck into one of these bargain banoffee pies that we've rustled up as well. This full-on American diner feast of veggie burgers, sweet potato fries, chocolate milkshake and those banoffee pies is brilliant value at just £4.67 for the whole lot.
Dive in.
What do you make of that flavour?
Pretty good.
Yeah? You like the burger?
I like it. Mm.
So actually what you're eating is a veggie burger?
That's what the good taste is.
So you like it, do you?
Yeah.
Good. Would you eat it again?
Yeah.
Good.
I think it was delicious. I'll finish mine.
My goodness, no.
You were looking for different ideas for coming up with meals that would be nutritious and appealing for the children,
Yeah.
but also that you could eat as well. Do you feel like you've got some new inspiration?
I do, yeah. I've got a lot of ideas. And I think we can add to them now as well.
Do you think you'll spend more time preparing stuff that you can keep in the freezer and that you can extend the life of your food by using the freezer as a pause button?
Yeah.
As well as all this newfound kitchen confidence, we've also shown this family how to cook up some great money-saving meals.
How much do you think all this meal came to?
See, if we were eating now, this would be like £50, wouldn't it?
It would be
like
50,
£40–50 meal, yeah.
So all that, so your pudding, your chocolate shake, your sweet potato fries and your burger, all came to £4.67 for the lot.
Each or?
No, for the whole thing.
For the whole thing?
Yeah.
Rather than spending £15 a head, which you might have spent on this meal at a diner, you're spending £1.17 a head.
And no tip.
Keep cooking like this and the Smiths will be stacking up the cash.
Over the course of a week would save you £25 on your weekly food bill, which over the course of a year would add up to
Oh my God.
£1,300. Pounds.
£1,300.
£1,300.
Do you get to keep that?
No.
Fantastic fish cakes 2 ways.
Chicken Kievs with tomato rice.
And a full-on American diner-style feast.
You enjoyed the experience?
Yeah, really have.
I made new friends.
Yeah, you certainly have.